whoever you are, lawyer, financial planner, coach, author, video podcaster, anybody who wants to expand their online presence, it's going to work for you.
All right. Hey, welcome everybody. It's Rob from Bestseller Publishing. Really excited today. I have a longtime friend and somebody that is actually working directly with us at BSP now, Jonathan Perkins, the founder of Social Octopus, that cute little purple octopus that has his tentacles in all kinds of video and shorts and reels. So, JP, thanks, buddy. Good to have you on today.
It's great to be with you, Rob.
Appreciate it, man. So Social Octopus is a company that focuses on shorts and reels. We're working directly with you guys, of course, for the stuff we're doing with BSP. But why don't we start out, like, just give me the lay of the land. What does Social Octopus do? Who do you primarily work with? And why? What your focus is right now, your focus.
Yeah, thanks. Well, Social Octopus is really focused on short form video content. And mainly the reason for that is because short videos are just killing it on social media. I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
All the major platforms are competing. So it's getting blessed in the algorithms. And the truth is that people love kind of quick, actionable advice, quick entertainment. Sometimes they only have a few minutes between appointments or whatever. And
Yeah.
they can just scroll and they can just catch a few little videos and be entertained or learn something new. And so they love it. Really, Social Octopus started with this mindset that there are a lot of creators out there like yourself, for example, and you have a wealth of these longer videos. And so in a sense, you're like sitting on this gold mine, right, of content, but it's not necessarily reaching everybody that it could. And so that's what Social Octopus is all about. It's about helping these creators, without them lifting a finger, get their content out to tons more people.
Yeah. Well, I guess you kind of said it, what the opportunity was for us. I mean, I've been doing these coaching calls, long form client calls where I'm teaching. I've been doing it for years. And so I'm sitting on hundreds of hours of content. Not all of it very good, right? Mind you, but there's some gold. There's some gold in there. You got to move tons of dirt to find the gold. And and so I have been for a long time wondering, okay, exactly what do I do to kind of mine that gold? And look, I'm having you on because I'm obviously really excited about what we're doing. My social channels are exploding. We have, taken a YouTube channel that was for the most part just stagnant and, are over 2,000 subscribers now. We're getting hundreds of thousands of views on our short form content every single month. And the cool thing is a lot of it is just not work that I'm having to do. It's work that I already did, whether it's on my podcast, which, like I do on Riverside, which I just do one a week, and then cut that, or going back into my content itself, my long form content that we've never used. So talk me through, like, for a creator, for somebody that does a podcast, for example, and they have a YouTube channel, they have their podcast. What is the opportunity for that person when it comes to short form content and the other social channels?
I think that's one of the things I'm most excited about, because I think a lot of people feel stuck in how they're going to grow. Like, for example, you're very busy. You have this incredible content, maybe not 100% incredible, all of it, but most of it, at least 97% is amazing. And so but there's tons of incredible content, but you're so busy that the thought of, like, how can I repurpose this and get these shorts? This gold mine is here, but somebody's got to mine the gold. And that's what I'm excited about. So, for example, creators, all they have to do is connect us to their socials. We could jump on a quick discovery call, and then we're off to the races. They don't have to lift another finger. I mean, we're going to edit down their content. We're going to mine it. We're going to use the best practices. We're going to put the right captions. We're going to post it professionally with all the best SEO and everything that we can do. And so there's such an opportunity for them to generate leads, make new contacts, and expand their influence and their reach across the board.
Yeah. I have for a long time just had as my primary focus paid advertising, and have spent an enormous amount of money on paid advertising, and paid advertising works. But probably seeing a couple of good friends of mine, guys that I've known for a long time also, just explode on social media. Alex Hormozy comes to mind. I've known Alex since we were in Russell Brunson's inner circle, using his hero's journey when he was sleeping on the couch just before he launched Gym Launch, and now he has millions, tens of millions of views on a monthly basis. His previous book, he's launching a new book right now, but his first book sold over 400,000 copies, and it's all through organic. Watching that, looking at how people are using organic content creation to explode their channels has made me jealous, just to be quite honest. And I'm like, man, holy cow. You know, I too wish to join that organic content race. And it seems to me that more than ever, shorts and reels, maybe it's the attention span of Americans, I don't know, but can you speak to why shorts and reels? Like, what is the deal with that right now? Why are the social channels, or are the social channels paying more attention to shorts and reels than they are long form? Maybe talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, I think the average attention span of a goldfish is like 8 seconds. And
it's what,
now,
60 for us, right? That's what a short is.
Yeah, it's actually, I think they said a human, it's like down to 6 or 7 seconds. So we're less than a goldfish. I think that nowadays we're just used to context switching a lot. We're doing something or we're doing another thing. We're multitasking, and it's just the reality of life. But the good part about, for people who love long form content, because there is a place for that. There really is a place for that. But there's a real opportunity for those people, because a short form video can drive traffic to the longer form video.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many times where I've been on YouTube Shorts or something, and I've seen a short and I think, man, I love this creator. I love this content. What else is there? And I'll just click into that. I'll click into the channel, and then boom, I'm off and I'm connected to their long form content. Yeah. And I'm consuming it. I'm subscribing to it, you know? Yeah. And so it's building the overall reach, you know, and that's why Alex Hormozy is in so many feeds of so many people, right?
Right.
Even I just heard recently, one of our friends said, man, Rob is everywhere in my feeds. What is going on? I don't know why he said it was a bad thing.
This morning. That was this morning. That's right. I was like, yeah, it's all Rob all day, man.
All Rob 24/7 all day long. But
that's good.
But there's also a way that these short form videos, it's like a quick hit where people can connect with you, right? So they can get a short video and they can make a quick comment on that.
Yeah.
You know, and it just feels a little bit more seamless, a little more effortless. Like, oh, thanks for that tidbit. Hey, thanks. You know, and so people are engaging with short form in a different way. Yeah. And like I said, everything has its place, right? It's not one is better than the other per se, but short form is killing it for a reason right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know for me, I had a podcast that I ran for about 160 episodes. Mainly it was an interview podcast. And I got a little tired of that, to be quite honest. And I wanted to just do a solo podcast so I could talk about the things that I wanted to talk about as related to my ideal client. So I started doing that. And those podcast episodes are 8 to 15 minutes long. The beautiful part to me was the opportunity to take even, you know, what's already kind of shortish form content, 8, 10, 11, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, and then just multiply that, not just 5 times or 6 times, but then multiplying it on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, etc. And that's been pretty cool because I'm watching my followers grow every single day. Not that you can take followers to the grocery store, but this is where your clients come from, right? You're building your social following.
Like you said, followers you can't necessarily take to the grocery store, but those are real people who are
Right.
seeing you and interacting with you and consuming what you're doing. And so I'm excited for a lot of content creators who are kind of stuck in one bubble or one platform, one area, be able to expand their reach to many new places, and it can create opportunities. And now people say, "Oh, I would love to buy his course," or "I would love to, be able to sign up, for this offering or whatever."
Well, I love that. There's 2 things that come to mind there. One is we are tracking because, we send people to my book, my free plus shipping funnel, and we are tracking purchases every single day from the content we're creating. That's number 1. Number 2 is I love the multiplication effect. If 30 shorts are created from, let's call it 4 in a month, 4 singular podcast episodes. 30 shorts are created from those 4 podcast episodes. And then those 30 shorts are then placed on, 4 different profiles, 4 different social platforms. Now I have 4 pieces of content that is multiplied into 120 pieces of content. And, I am seeing in on my own social channels in real time. That's Bob behind me, by the way.
I love how he's in the box. He's like in a TV back there.
Yeah. He's with me everywhere. I am seeing in real time a considerably higher number of people watching my short form content than my long form content. And look, I guess it's simply because this is what the social media channels are competing on right now. This is where they're sending eyeballs. But on YouTube, I may post the full podcast episode and get 300 views on that podcast episode. Of course, on Spotify and Apple and whatnot, I'm getting way more, which is great. But on YouTube, I might get 300 on that. But from the shorts from that one, I remember it was like the second reel that we created. I had like 1,100 views on, the second one, which was like a 60-second spot. And I'm like, oh my, this is like fantastic, right? That all happened in a 1-day period. It's 1,100 real people. Imagine that in an auditorium, 1,100 real people that, took 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 60 seconds to watch that piece of content. And then there are dozens of likes and whatnot. And so, I know for me, the excitement was to be able to, like this morning, I did 3 podcast episodes this morning, but using kind of our math, that morning with 3 podcast episodes, I know that we're going to be creating somewhere in the range of 100 pieces of content spread out over four platforms, right? Like 25 pieces times 4, 100 places people are going to see me. That's massive.
Yeah, it is. And speaking to that, it's like sometimes when you hear, oh, this video went viral and it was like millions, 300 seems paltry compared to that. But if you were speaking to a crowd of 300 people,
yeah,
that would feel pretty awesome, actually. And you've had plenty of shorts yourself that we've posted that have had like 950 or, over 1,000 or whatever. And some might get less, some might get more. But if you think about multiplying that to tens of thousands, it's like, wow, that actually you've really done something special right there. And I think the thing that's great about it is you didn't have to do any extra work because you're
Yeah.
busy, right?
Yeah.
And that's the challenge. It takes actually a lot of work to edit it down, put all the special effects on because look, creating a compelling short is actually not that easy.
Right.
It takes special editing skills,
Yeah,
to be able to grab.
it's not just a clip of my video, right? There's all kinds of stuff you're putting in there which make it look fantastic.
Sound effects,
Yeah.
graphics,
Yeah.
transitions. I mean, all this stuff is helping to grab the attention because goldfish and humans have very short attention spans. And so we're doing all that. And then to add the captions in as well, making different colors and really making it pop. I mean, that actually takes a lot of work. And then exporting it out, posting it with the right effective titles and descriptions and hashtags and all that kind of stuff. It's like, it's a lot of work, to be honest. And then that's why most people don't do it. They might do a little spurt, a few days, but to do it consistently for 30 days in a row, that's not an easy thing. And then, but if you do that the whole year, imagine what can happen. Imagine the amount of people you're reaching. So it's pretty cool. And it's
Yeah.
great to see your channel, how it's been blowing up. All your channels, really.
Yeah, to me, it's funny. I had a conversation with a coach, and this is in Brunson's inner circle, and I was all proud of myself because I said, I'm gonna stick with this a year. I'm all in on organic content for a year, and they were like, I'd feel better, they said, if you were in it for 3 years. And she actually asked me a question. She said, if you were committed to this 3 years, what would happen? And I said, oh, no question, it would be successful, massively successful. And she said, well, if you were committed to it for 1 year, what would happen? I said, well, it'd probably be successful. I'm not saying that somebody else has to be committed to any of this for a year or 3 years or whatever, but I have watched, like Hormozy did a podcast. A lot of people don't know he did his podcast for 4 years. He did his video channel, his YouTube channel, his podcast for 4 years, and it was really only in the last 12 to 18 months that things really exploded. And I think there's a combination of, the creator gets better, and also, there is a tipping point that's reached. And so, someone may hear, well, I get 1,000 views on my short, and they're like, that stinks. I'm telling you, that's for a guy that has spent millions of dollars of my own money on paid advertising to get 1,000 views, knowing that I've got to write a check for that money. And no one writes a check anymore, but you know what I mean. And now I just got 1,000 views on a short that I didn't do anything for. That is like a miracle.
Yeah.
So I love that. And, I think our very first month, we had over 100,000 views of the short form content that we created, which, if you were to have to pay that with Visa or MasterCard, you're talking about a lot of money. And this is the beginning of it.
I think where a lot of people get tripped up is they're just not consistent. And that's one of the things that I'm excited to help creators do is take that burden off of them because they're very busy. A lot of times they have other priorities, they have family, they have jobs, they have all kinds of stuff. And it's very hard to be consistent, but the algorithms, although they're a secret for every platform, like no platform says exactly how they bless the content. But the truth is, it's pretty much guaranteed that consistency is a part of that blessing,
Yeah.
And so when you're consistent over a year, 2 years, 3 years, it's just, there's something about the snowball effect of how that helps you gain momentum. And that's what I'm also excited for is just helping people to get consistent where it would be so hard to do it on your own.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. So JP, speak to the ease or difficulty of this, one of the, I think, big hindrances that people face is they think it's going to, be difficult, it's going to be challenging, etc. For somebody that maybe has, a bunch of training videos or some longer form content, or they want to start a video podcast and they've begun creating content on that and now they want to multiply it, how difficult is it for them actually to do this?
Yeah, that's the great part. I wanted Social Octopus to make it as easy and frictionless as possible for a creator, whether you're an author that's got content or a video podcaster or a YouTuber, whoever you are. It's as simple as this. Jump on a quick discovery call. Then we will connect to your socials. And guess what? You're done. Our team starts to mine your gold and start editing it down and start posting it. So that's super easy. And the other thing is, even if you are only on one social platform and you think, oh, I don't want to learn Instagram and try to set up a profile. I don't want to get on TikTok. I don't want to go through all the labor of that. Well, guess what? We have a service for that too. Like, we will hook you up. We will get all those platforms set up for you so that your content will go out to 4 major platforms like nothing. And that's where the beauty is right there.
Yeah. Well, I can speak to that and I can attest to that. That's certainly been the truth for me. I didn't know what I didn't know about the shorts and reels, and I really thought that I needed to just sit down and create them, individually. And so to really be able to pull out some gold, and I'm telling you, pulling out some stuff that makes me look so smart. I'm like, oh, that's pretty. I said that was pretty good.
No, but you are good.
I love it. So JP, interesting client of mine. She's an estate planning attorney, and her book has just blown up, and she's an absolute rock star. But it's interesting. She was doing exclusively long form content, podcast, YouTube, etc. Now the only thing I see is her short form stuff. On TikTok, on Instagram Reels, on YouTube, and her channel has exploded. Her business has exploded. And she's an estate planning attorney. So give me an idea. Like, a lot of people might think, well, that's kind of a traditional career. I didn't think that would work for shorts and reels. Like, what have you seen? Like, does this literally work for anyone? Are there some professions or businesses that this is not a good fit for? Talk to me about that for a minute.
Surprisingly, Rob, I see it work for anybody, to be honest. Any business owner, any creator, because short form videos allow you a quick hit to get to know you, like you, and trust you. That's it, Yeah. And so if you're a dentist, if you're a lawyer, let's just talk about a dentist. Okay, let me go back to dentists. A lot of people are scared of the dentist, but guess what? You give a quick short form video and it's amazing how it can, bring a little bit of peace. Like, oh, okay, I know what to expect from this person. I know the vibe or the culture that I'm going to get when I go to that dental office. Yeah. So whoever you are, lawyer, financial planner, your coach, author, it doesn't really matter. A video podcaster, like I said before, a YouTuber, anybody who wants to expand their online presence and have people know you, like you, trust you, it's going to work for you, And I think this is part of the key, though, is that you want your content to be portrayed professionally, edited professionally, and posted professionally. Otherwise, it might actually detract from your brand, Sure. And that's why we want to help people and lift that burden off them, because you might have great content, but if it looks sloppy, it actually does you an injustice. But if it makes you look good, then it actually augments everything that you're doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It's interesting too. I only see her short form stuff now. I don't know if she's still doing her long form content. I assume that she is. And and her short form stuff is very entertaining. She actually creates the content, much of the short form content, specifically for short form. So she'll play two roles sometimes where, she's wearing like a blonde wig in one and asking a question, and then as the attorney she's answering the question, and so she's entertaining, and it's funny, but also you're learning at the same time. So we've talked a lot about, content creators, people that are already creating podcasts, they're already creating long form video. This is easy for them because all they have to do is kind of turn over their long form video, and shorts get created from it. Does Social Octopus also help people that, just want to create shorts only, and they don't have long form content to create it from? And if the answer is yes, how does that work? Talk me through that.
I'm glad you brought that up. The answer is yes. We will help you. If you don't have a well or an already existing gold mine, we will help you create your gold. Yeah. And so we'll jump on a discovery call and we'll work with you every month so that, we're able to make the process easier for you than it would have been. I mean, for maybe you're a realtor, for example, and you know that many realtors are killing it by getting leads because their potential clients are interacting with their content. And so they want to jump on that train. So we'll get on the phone with you and we'll work with you, and we won't buy the wig for you, but we'll tell you how to buy the wig. Okay. Well, that might be good for you, Rob. We have not talked about you getting a wig.
No, I'm not doing that. Yeah. And you might want
one
to tell
side,
people.
Other side.
That stuff really does work. It's very entertaining. The guy wears glasses and takes off his glasses and that kind of thing. And, but I think that that's probably way more complicated than in a lot of cases. Like I'm glad Social Octopus will do that for people. I obviously also, I know that because I'm doing it with you guys right now as well. But my shorts are like very simple. Basically, all I'm looking to do is I have a bunch of hooks, which are just one-line statements. So I start with, a piece of content, which may be a client story or something that is an element that I want to teach on, which, has to do with publish, promote, profit, right? My best-selling book. And then I take a hook, these pre-printed things, and then I just talk about that for 30 seconds, 45 seconds. It's really a lot simpler than a lot of people make it out to be. When you meet with people, is that something that you strategize? They say, well, I don't have long-form content, but can you strategize with me on how to create the 30 reels for this month, or 60 or 20 or however many they're going to create?
Yeah. I think a lot of times people, it really helps them to get a sounding board. They feel intimidated about how are they going to create 30 shorts. We did this for you. If you remember, we sat down, we gave you a list of ideas of what you could film. And then you did incredible because we told you the equipment to buy even. And then you sat down and you just wrote a little outline for each one, for each idea, for each video, and then off to the races, and you just batch filmed it. And so it can be as simple as that you can knock out 30 videos in a few hours. Or if you want to get more complicated and have props and things like that, I mean, we'll give you our expertise that we know to help you to be unintimidated by those things. But at the end of the day, it's important to get started. It's important to just get on the journey. And we're your partner to help you get on that journey.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. JP, thank you. Tell folks where to best find you, and if they want to get more information on Social Octopus.
Yeah, the easiest way is just go to socialoctopus.io. We'll be there waiting for you, and we're looking forward to helping you out.
Love it, man. Love it.